Egyptian structure, the Great Pyramid of Giza, whose height to base proportion is 7:11. Here I've superimposed two instances of the same 3D model. When we draw a circle from the center of the pyramid in plan to the tip of the pyramid in elevation, something amazing happens. We square the circle. The circumference of the circle is equal to the perimeter of the square. This is a sacred diagram that encodes much wisdom. Mathematicians have proven this diagram can't be drawn perfectly because of the transcendental nature of pi. Approximations are all that is possible in flat Euclidean space. In the book The Dimensions of Paradise, John Michell has shown how the first Pythagorean triplet is the key to the wisdom encoded in this diagram. Here, 3, 4, 5 triangles set the scale and make it a very easy approximation for anyone to draw with compasses and a ruler. Now brace yourself for the wisdom. The moon and Earth actually fit this diagram. The size of the moon compared to the Earth is as 3 is to 11, with a 99.97% accuracy.
This is Notre Dame in Paris, one of the most famous sights in the city. But I'm not here top or for the flying buttresses or even for religion. I'm here for something just outside it. If you look down from the top and stand just outside the main entrance, you will find a marker on the floor called Point Zero. Point Zero is the place from which all distances in France are measured from. Now, I'm filming all the way out here, by the way, because once one person starts taking video of it, it starts to attract tourists in the same way that artisanal French bread attracts pigeons. France isn't the only country with a point zero. A lot of countries in the developed world have them. There'll be a marker or a monument somewhere in the capital city that says this is where the numbering starts from. The UK, though? No, we don't have one. Neither does the US. I mean, the UK does have Charing Cross in London, but only some roads are measured from there. And the US? Well, you do have a marker in Washington, DC, but, well, no one uses it for anything. Most US states restart their numbering when a road enters their territory. And here in Paris, though, you have a marker that isn't really used anymore in these days of GPS and satellites. But what you have is a relic of a past time, a marker that simply says, this is where we started from. This is back when we had all the triangulation and manual calculations needed to actually map something, back when it was longhand. This is where it all began.
Isis's son Horus was god of the sun, just as Apollo depicted in the Colossus of Rhodes was god of the sun to the Greeks. You'll see that the Statue of Liberty's base star is quite odd, having 11 points. I think this was done to make the number symbolism in the Statue of Liberty fit an important Egyptian structure, the Great Pyramid of Giza, whose height to base proportion is 7:11. Like the famous convenience store's name. And if you didn't get 11 from the base star, the height of the statue from heel to top of head is 111 feet, 1 inch. So it all fits now. You see how the Statue of Liberty secretly depicts the Egyptian goddess Isis. Extending the line of the submerged, few realize that Newton was much more than a scientist. Today's scientists downplay the fact that their greatest hero was also a practicing alchemist, an art many today would consider pseudoscience. For example, Newton was the first to quantify temperature in 1700 with a scale that was based on the freezing and boiling points of water. I find it particularly interesting that Newton chose to measure his scale from 0 to 33 degrees. Conspiracy buffs are also aware of Newton being identified in the Dossier's Secrets as one of the Grand Masters of the Priory of Sion, an offshoot of the Templars. Whatever his reasons, Newton believed that the Great Pyramid's metrology encrypted the true dimensions of the Earth. John Greaves, professor of astronomy at the University of Oxford, surveyed the Great Pyramid just before Isaac Newton was born.